Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another video. And this is probably going to be one of the shorter reviews. We are currently, we've looked at 2 books so far in the Tower and the Hive series. We have 3 more to go. Well, 2 more after this. Damia's Children. Okay, so I remembered very little, actually, initially, from this book. The story, and I think part of it is that the story is actually kind of linked to the 4th book, to the next book in the series, which is Lion's Pride. But we'll get into that in a second. Okay, so what's the plot for Damia's Children? Well, basically, towards the end of Damia, the last book in the series, the 2nd book, Damia and Afra, they get together, they make contact with a new species, with a new alien species, and these aliens, called the Mrdini, want an alliance with them to fight off the big bugs, basically the hive, species that they've been fighting with for the last couple of books, or for the Rowan. Anyway, so basically, in the first assault by the Hivers, when they were beaten initially, one of the ships was basically sent back the way it came, and the Mrdini saw this and went, "Hey, that's pretty cool. Who did that?" And sort of towards the end of the book, they explain all that, and this alliance is formed. Now we fast forward a couple of years to Damia's Children, and we find that they have essentially, the Mrdini have integrated, I guess would be a good word to use, into the society there on Damia's tower station planet thing. Don't know what to call it. But Laria is the oldest daughter of Afra and Damia, and she is the primary focus of Damia's Children, at least from what I can see. I mean, I'm reading the book right now, so the review is rather scatterbrained, I know, but yeah. So this Damia's Children primarily follows Laria as she becomes a Tower Prime on the Mrdini Homeworld, and basically goes through her arrival there. It goes through her interactions with the local, with the different Mrdini colors. That's kind of how they work. So you've got like greys and blues and purples and all kinds of funny colors, from what I can remember. Haven't gotten that far in yet. But yeah, I mean, that's part of the story, is on Laria. The other part of the story is on the investigation into the Hiver society. Basically, more of these Hive vessels have been found, and the military decides, okay, you know what, enough is enough. These things these ships have, possibly come from the Hiver home system. We're going to go and take a look and see what we can find. And that's pretty much what they do. Is they start this trip into space to kind of look for the Hive homeworld and see what they can do about these big bugs that are causing such a problem. In terms of my thoughts on the book, I don't really know what to say in terms of my thoughts in general. Just in general, it's a good book. It does kind of rely on you having read the previous 2 books in the series. But once again, much like with the previous 2 books, McCaffrey's writing style is incredibly easy to read. The cast of characters is immense, which, that's been a problem with the previous 2 books. That's a problem that I've had with the previous 2 books. But they got around that, believe it or not. Remember what I said at the start, the story is kind of split in 2, right? And it's linked to Lion's Pride. So Damia's Children kind of tells the plot number 1, or the A plot, and then Lion's Pride, which is the next book in the series, tells the B plot storyline, right? And this kind of means that we're not overwhelmed. We're not really looking at a massive cast of characters on every page or in every chapter. Or, well, we are, but it's not as bad as it is in the other 2 books. The characters are all likable, and the plot is pretty good. And it's the 3rd book in the series. I really can't say that much about the plot. And what can I say? You either like it or you don't. That's kind of the way it goes. But I personally thought that it was a good book. Didn't really have many problems with it, except for there was one character that kind of pops up as a possible love interest for Laria. I think it's maybe halfway through the book, about a quarter of the way or 3/4 of the way in, and she's looking for a new station engineer or something like that. And this guy basically comes in. He's basically burned out from a tour of duty in the military, and she does a bit of mental snooping, as you do when you're a telepath with nothing better to do with your time. And discovers that this man is in fact gay. Now, hold on a sec. This isn't... And the reason this is a problem is not because the guy is gay. It's the way that whole thing is resolved. He and Laria shack up together a couple of times, and I believe at some point he says something about, something to the effect of being fixed or something like that, which I thought was kind of odd, you know. I mean, really, I don't know if it was I don't think it was meant in a sort of malicious stab at the LGBT community, but it does kind of come across as just a little iffy, you know. Other than that, the book is solid. Bit of a chore to get through sometimes, but you know, when you're like me and you've read the books like half a dozen times each, or a dozen times each in some cases, you know, you kind of pick up on these little details here and there that makes it worth reading. So yeah, I might come back and do another review of Damia's Children. Do like a further, an in-depth type thing. But for now, I can't really think of anything else to say about the book. If you haven't read it, go ahead and read it. Matter of fact, if you get the chance, go and read these books. I'll say that again when I do the final video for the series. But yeah, thanks for watching. I guess that's all for now, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you for the next one. Cheers, guys.